1975, models weighed 8% less than the average woman, and today they weigh 23% less. So I'll be discussing how beauty pageants and other aspects of the world, like magazine images, debase women and make them feel less than they are. More specifically, I'm going to go into talking about the Victoria's Secret fashion show, because women watch that all around the world and they constantly are comparing themselves to those angels and wanting to be like them, and they end up feeling worse than they did before the show, after the show. So many people want to be like them, but they don't really know the behind the scenes and the reality of being one of those, and how much work to put into it and how much it's not worth it. Portraying yourself like a piece of meat is just not, that can't make you feel good about yourself in the end. So the first point I'm going to talk about is how pageants are degrading and harmful to all ages, including children. With children, it sends the wrong message. It makes them think that they're not good enough if they don't win a pageant, they don't win a prize in a pageant, or they don't make the pageant cut. They're going to think they're not good enough, and that's an early age to think that, and that's going to scar them for life pretty much, because they don't really know the true values of the world. They just think that everything's based on the outer appearance. And with teens, it's the same thing, except theirs is going to cause eating disorders, because they constantly are focusing on their weight and their outer appearance, trying to make everybody else happy and everyone else like them, because they constantly just want to look like a model. And for adults, it kind of blinds them, and they also think that everything is all about appearance, and they just want to feel beautiful, so they look to these models and pageants to make themselves look like them. But in reality, pageants do lower your self-worth, and they do portray women wrong. And according to a debate website, someone agreed with me when they said that pageants teach women and children that the worth of something is solely based on appearance, and they're degrading, and they turn women into objects to be used rather than show what their true value is. And so in my eyes, pageants are a lose-lose situation. No one's ever a winner in a pageant. If you win a prize, there's always room for improvement for you. You never reach the best. You never reach that perfection point. There's always room to improve and better yourself, and you can never settle. And once without the prize, always think that they're not good enough, or they have to live up to standards that they're never going to reach. So people have this vision of an ideal beauty icon that they think they need to be like and live up to, which causes eating disorders, sicknesses, and other things, like I said before. For example, back then it was Marilyn Monroe. Everyone looked to her for beauty. That's how beauty was portrayed. And so everyone wanted to be like her and look like her. And now it's being thin at all costs. So, no ounce of fat on your body is what's acceptable for beauty. You can't have any ounce of fat on your body today. But women need to stop undervaluing themselves and start putting themselves on a higher pedestal, because that's not what beauty is. It's not all about the outer appearance. And in order for them to do this, I believe they need to reach out to God and start reading His Word and finding the inner you, the inner them, and that's when they're going to realize that true beauty existed all along. Which leads me to my next point, the annual Victoria's Secret fashion show that all women watch and love to watch until the end, when they start saying, I'm not pretty enough, I'm too fat, I need to lose weight, I need to work out more, I need to stop eating. And I mean, yes, the models are gorgeous, but they shouldn't make you feel like you need to go throw up or you need to go lose weight to be like them. They're not perfect. No one's perfect. And so I highly encourage women to read this book called I'm No Angel, written by a former Victoria's Secret angel herself, Kylie Basutti, who stepped away from the Victoria's Secret career and dedicated her life to God. And she said in the book, even angels themselves aren't perfect. They may be physically beautiful, but they're not perfect. And all that perfect skin and the flawless skin and the perfect hair and the perfect curves and tan is all just an illusion created by airbrush or a simple click of the mouse. And so pageants are very brainwashing to girls, and Kylie says that the further she got in her career, the more exhausting and the worse it got, and that's not a way to live life. And she also said that God also opened her eyes to many horrific elements that go hand in hand with the industry, like sex trafficking, betrayal, lies, extreme surgeries, verbal abuse, drug abuse, loneliness, deception, infidelity. Just a lot of negativity came out of it, and there's just constant pressure and high, ridiculous expectations that are hard to reach, and it's just not a fun career. It doesn't sound like it's more exhausting than it is enjoyable. And so women need to be more thankful for what they have and the bodies God gave them, because everyone's beautiful in their own way, and you shouldn't have to turn to these pageants and magazines for true beauty. And so I'm going to conclude with a Bible verse from 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 3 through 4, says, do not let your adorning be external, the braiding of hair, the putting on of gold jewelry, or the clothing you wear, but let your adorning be the hidden person of heart with the imperishable beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which in God's sight is very precious. So in other words, be yourself rather than try to be something you're not, and try to change the inner you, better the inner you, not the outer you. And women involved in these degrading pageants, I encourage them to reach out to God and find what truly matters in the world. And women who are not satisfied with themselves need to turn to the book I'm No Angel for confidence, because no matter what size or shape you are, everyone's unique and beautiful in their own way.